first up, news from Madhya Pradesh, where 21% voting has been registered till 11 a.m. in the state. That is voting for the 230 seats in the state assembly today. Around 70 electronic voting machines were also replaced at various polling booths following complaints of technical snags. 2 polling officials died due to health issues while performing their duties in Indore and in Guna districts. Election Commission has announced 10 lakh rupee each as compensation for the kin of the Election Commission officials who passed away while on election duty.
मशीनों को 2 बार चेक किया गया है और पहले बार में 7% मशीन खराब हुए थे, उनको बदला गया और दूसरी बार में 6% मशीन जो चेक करते समय बदले गए। और ये स्वाभाविक है कि अभी जब तीसरी बार हम चेक कर रहे हैं, कुछ तो मशीन खराब होंगे, लेकिन ये उतनी बड़ी मात्रा में नहीं है जितना हमने पहली बार चेक करते समय हुआ है। इसका हम आधा घंटे से लेकर 1 घंटे के अंदर हमने उनको बदल दिया।
Well, the BJP is eyeing a 4th straight term in office in Madhya Pradesh, while the Congress is hoping to make a comeback in the state. Now, as many as 2,907 candidates, including 1,094 independents, are in the fray. Among the candidates, 250 are women. The state has 5.04 crore eligible voters. Of the 230 seats in 227 seats, voting is being held from 8 in the morning to 5 p.m. while in 3 assembly segments of Naxal-affected Balaghat district, it is being held from 7 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. And Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan cast her vote in Indore in the morning today.
यहाँ अपना मत देने आई हूँ, जो प्रजातंत्र में मेरा अपना अधिकार है और मेरे साथ साथ सभी का अधिकार है।
And among the early voters were Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan. Remember, he is the candidate from Budni.
पूरी तरह 100% हम आश्वस्त हैं कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी भारी बहुमत से सरकार बनाएगी। मैं सबसे प्रार्थना करता हूं कि केवल वोट नहीं है, ये मध्य प्रदेश का भविष्य बनाने वाला चुनाव है। आपका एक वोट किसान को पसीने की पूरी कीमत देगा।
And Congress's Kamal Nath also cast his vote from Chhindwara. And Jyotiraditya Scindia also cast his vote this morning, and that he did from Gwalior.
हर चुनाव का अपना महत्व होता है और ये चुनाव का भी अपना महत्व है। तो ये स्पष्ट है कि ये संकेत देगा 2019 का।
And Prime Minister Modi appealed to the people of the state to come out in large numbers and vote. And our correspondent Navikram Singh sent us this report from Bhopal, where polling is on in full swing.
Polling is underway for 230 assembly seats in Madhya Pradesh. I would like to show you the visuals. Visuals are speaking themselves. It is a long queue, and let's try to talk with some voters who cast their vote. आपको मतदान कर कैसा लगा? कितना अच्छा लगा?
गौरवान्वित महसूस कर रहा हूँ।
अच्छा, उंगली दिखाइए हमें। अच्छा, नाम बता दीजिए।
अमरनाथ तिवारी। अमरनाथ तिवारी।
अमरनाथ जी, ये बताइए कि आप क्या संदेश देना चाहेंगे मध्य प्रदेश के और वोटर जो अभी तक नहीं निकले हैं?
वो भी वोट डालने के लिए आए और ज्यादा से ज्यादा मतदान करें।
चुनाव आयोग ने कैसा इंतजाम किया है?
बहुत अच्छा किया, इस बार तो ज्यादा से ज्यादा अच्छा किया।
So you can see this is the reaction from Madhya Pradesh voter, where ruling BJP is eyeing for 4th state term, while the opposition Congress is seeking to return in power after 15 years. With camera person Junaid Iqbal Khan, Navikram Singh, Rajya Sabha TV, Bhopal.
And on to the other state where polling is on. Around 29% voting has been recorded till 11 a.m. in the state of Mizoram. The polling is underway for 40 assembly seats in the state. Now, there was an enthusiastic turnout of voters, including first-time voters, women and the aged. 7.7 lakh voters are eligible to cast their votes in the state. Now, there are 1,164 polling booths across the state, with additional 15 special booths for Bru voters from 6 camps in Tripura. A total of 209 candidates are in the fray. The Congress and the Mizoram National Party, both the parties have fielded 40 candidates each, while the BJP is contesting on 39 seats. The Zoram People's Movement, an alliance formed by 2 political parties and 4 groups, is contesting in 35 seats. The polling that began at 7 a.m. will end at 4 p.m. Chief Minister Lal Thanawala is confident on victory.
Mizoram, every 2 terms they change the government. Yeah. So are you going to...
I'm going to break the jinx.
So why? How? What is the...
Because of our good work.
And Prime Minister Modi in a Twitter message appealed to the voters in Mizoram as well to turn up in large numbers. All right, our colleague Akhilesh Suman is now joining us live from Aizawl in Mizoram. Akhilesh, 29% voter turnout till 11 a.m. What is the latest that you can tell us? Because we understand that no untoward incident really has been reported and peaceful polling going on in the state.
Yeah, actually it's a very peaceful polling going in the state, and you know, the electoral officer has not released the polling percentage till now. We are trying to get it at the earliest. But what I have seen at many booths that there is very good voter turnout, and since 6:30 a.m. in the morning, you know, voters were there sitting on the benches in front of the polling booths. And in Mizoram there is a very good arrangement that they don't have to queue up and stand up, rather they are being given you know, benches to sit in front of the polling booths. So in a way, you know, voters are at convenience and they are at comfort, you know. But given the fact that Mizoram is a, you know, far eastern state, there is also a feeling of, you know, the lack of infrastructure in the state, and voters, there is something there in the mind of voters that I was trying to get out of them, and they are telling that we want, you know, the good governance, we want good infrastructure. So these are the things in the mind of the people, and I think that after the polls are going to end at 4 p.m. In all the constituency, other than one brew area that will end at 3 p.m.
Yes.
We will get a proper percentage, you know, around 5 p.m. that what is the voter turnout. But since then, till now, I am getting good voter turnout, you know, Acharya.
Right. Akhilesh, as you were mentioning that, you know, the Election Commission has set up 15 special polling stations at a village near the Mizoram-Tripura border to facilitate this voting by Bru refugees, you know, who've been sheltered in Tripura for the last 21 years. Have you been able to get any sort of reaction from there, any inputs from there as to what kind of voting is going on there, what kind of response really has been from the Bru voters?
Right. It's a very, you know, there is a lot of excitement about Bru voters in this state. You know that earlier there was a lot of controversy about Bru voters. Many of the social organizations of Mizoram came out and open, and they opposed that no, government should not provide any help and any transport to the Bru voters who are coming from Tripura. But finally, when the Election Commission and when the government decided that yes, we will facilitate the Bru voters who are inside Tripura territory in the relief camps, you know, it is amazing that all social organizations came on board with the Election Commission and the government, and now they have put banners that welcome Bru voters. And since morning I am getting, though I am not, because it is very far away from, you know, Aizawl, and it's difficult to go there. But what I am getting input from the election, you know, machinery here, that people are turning up in very good numbers, and they have been, you know, told that please come, and they are welcoming. The banners are put there, and even I was shown a very old lady, you know, 80 years old Bru lady who came from Tripura and voted for in Mizoram. So it is very quite exciting phenomena in Mizoram, and I think that Mizoram is the first state where voters are coming from another state. They are polling vote in other state, and they are going to another state.
Absolutely.
This is quite exciting for everyone.
Absolutely. A lot of enthusiasm there being seen among Mizoram voters. Of course, the counting of votes for both Mizoram as well as Madhya Pradesh will take place on December 11, along with that of Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Telangana. Thank you so much, Akhilesh, for all those updates. We'll keep coming back to you in the subsequent bulletins for more on that story. And while Madhya Pradesh and Mizoram vote, whirlwind campaigning by various political parties is on in the remaining two states of Rajasthan and Telangana that will vote on 7th of December. Prime Minister Modi is campaigning in Rajasthan. He addressed a rally in Nagaur a short while ago, and he said that he has risen to the post of the Prime Minister from among the masses. The Prime Minister said that the fight is between those who work and those who are born with a golden spoon in their mouth. The Prime Minister will address another rally in Bharatpur as well.
आज जब शौर्य और श्रम की इस धरती पर एक कामगार नामदार के खिलाफ लड़ाई के मैदान में है और तब आप ही में से एक आपसे जरा भी अलग नहीं, जो जिंदगी आप गुजारते हैं वही जिंदगी मैंने गुजारी है। जिस जिंदगी को आप जी रहे हैं वही जिंदगी मैं जिया हूं। न आप सोने का चम्मच लेकर के पैदा हुए हैं, न मैं सोने का चम्मच लेकर पैदा हुआ। न आपके माता पिता दादा दादी कभी राज करते थे, न मेरे माता पिता दादा दादी कभी राज करते थे। पहली बार आपके बीच से पला बढ़ा एक कामदार आज फिर से एक बार नागौर की इस संत की भूमि, शूरवीरों की भूमि, भक्तों की भूमि, ये कामदारों की भूमि, एक कामदार आपसे आशीर्वाद मांगने आया है।
And Congress President Rahul Gandhi is campaigning in Telangana today. Today he'll be addressing 4 public meetings. Congress President Rahul Gandhi, TDP President N. Chandrababu Naidu and leaders of other alliance partners for the Telangana Assembly elections will also participate in a joint rally in Khammam. The Congress, TDP, CPI and Telangana Jan Samiti have formed the Grand Alliance for the 7th of December polls. The leaders are also expected to participate in road shows during the campaign for the elections. Rahul Gandhi and UPA Chairperson Sonia Gandhi had earlier participated at an election rally in Medchal on Friday. And right now, Rahul Gandhi is addressing a rally in Telangana. Let's go across live.
కేసీఆర్ గారు మొత్తానికి మొత్తం ఆదాయాన్ని వాళ్ళ కుటుంబానికి, వాళ్ళ బంధువులకు, కాంట్రాక్టర్లకు మాత్రమే కట్టబెట్టడం జరిగింది। तेलंगाना की गरीब जनता को अगर स्वास्थ्य की जरूरत हो, शिक्षा की जरूरत हो तो लाखों रुपए देने पड़ते हैं। తెలంగాణ పేద వాళ్లకు శిక్షణ ఇవ్వడానికి లక్షల రూపాయల ఖర్చు అవుతుంది। स्वास्थ्य के लिए अगर MRI की जरूरत हो, एक्सरे की जरूरत हो तो प्राइवेट अस्पताल में हजारों रुपए देने पड़ते हैं। వాళ్ళ ఆరోగ్య పరీక్షలు చేయించాలంటే ప్రైవేట్ హాస్పిటల్లో చూయించాలి, వాళ్ళకి లక్షల రూపాయల ఖర్చు అవుతుంది।
So indeed, campaigning has picked up pace in poll-bound Telangana. BJP President Amit Shah is also campaigning in the state. He is scheduled to address public meetings and road shows in Adilabad and in Nalgonda. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj is also campaigning in Telangana today. Addressing a press meeting, Sushma Swaraj said that her party has always worked for the development of the state right from its formation.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के समर्थन के बिना तेलंगाना का निर्माण नहीं हो सकता था और भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने कभी किंतु परंतु नहीं की, कभी इफ और बट नहीं लगाया। हमारे यहाँ बाकायदा प्रस्ताव पारित हुआ था, उस प्रस्ताव को हम लोगों ने संसद में सिरे चढ़ाया और तेलंगाना का निर्माण करवाया। पर आज की तस्वीर, जैसे मैंने कहा कि युद्ध की सेनाएं देखी जाती हैं, तो उस समय कौन कहाँ खड़ा था और आज कौन कहाँ खड़ा है, अगर इसको आप देखेंगे तो उधर कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन है और इधर क्लैरिटी। एक अकेली पार्टी है जो उस समय भी तेलंगाना निर्माण के साथ थी, आज तेलंगाना की प्रगति के साथ है, तेलंगाना की उन्नति के साथ है। लेकिन बाकी पार्टियां जो विरोध में थी वो समर्थकों के साथ खड़ी हैं, जो समर्थक थे वो विरोधियों के साथ खड़े हैं।